So Tooltime asked an interesting question in his last video. He asked about why it is that so many YouTubers that used to post regularly either stopped altogether or still post, but don't post regularly. And I think there are a few reasons for this, and I think especially when it comes to a lot of the YouTubers who really made a name for themselves in the early days of YouTube when there wasn't all that much competition. I think, especially among the atheist vloggers, the reason why they stopped is that they basically said all they had to say. Bionic Dance, for instance, has admitted precisely that. When she used to post, even up to, I think it was sometime last year, she used to post a video every single day. But she started really cutting back because she basically made her point and she was starting to repeat herself. Another reason I think that a lot of vloggers that have come on since the monetization thing has started is that they, saw that other people were gaining some notoriety on YouTube and they were like, hey, I want to be famous on YouTube too. And they tried to start their own vlogs, and after a few months of doing it, they weren't getting as many views as they thought they would, and they sort of gave up. Either that or they actually tried to make some actual money off of their videos, and once they realized that in the beginning with the monetization program you really literally make only pennies a week, they sort of abandoned that idea. And I think that's true of Crazy Caleb, if anybody remembers him. He used to make videos fairly regularly, and then YouTube started cracking down on the atheist ponage videos. And then one of the last Crazy Caleb videos I remember seeing is him saying, yeah, I don't make as many videos anymore because I used to make ponage videos and I've been trying to make money off of this website, and then YouTube started cracking down on the ponage videos, so I gave up. And when it comes to newer vloggers who vlog for a little while and then just sort of abandon it, I think a lot of the reason that happens now is because there's a lot more competition at the entry level, at the ground level. Thunderfoot seems to think that the reason why you don't see as much change in the big YouTuber lineup nowadays is that there are like some big YouTubers who are sucking all the views away from the little guys and they can't get themselves heard. But I think a much more likely scenario is that there are a lot more smaller YouTube channels now and they're all competing with each other. In the earlier days of YouTube, it was easier to get your share of the audience because there wasn't as much of an audience and there wasn't as much competition for that share of the audience. And it may be somewhat the case that the bigger channels are hogging all of the views and hogging all of the attention. I think that may be partially responsible for it, but I think it's also the case that if you want to find new vloggers that are really good, you have to wade through a lot of smaller channels like mine that are complete crap. And Professor Anton had an interesting theory that it's because people's attention spans are getting increasingly smaller. And that might be true, I think, not just of the audience, but also of the people who are actually making the videos. Because if you want to do a regular vlog and you want to actually really make something of it, you really have to stick it out. You really have to keep doing it regularly for a long time. And I think a lot of these new guys who get in here just don't have the patience for it.